All right, we are live with quarterfinal action from the Play versus Cup. Today we have a banger for you. Biglerville taking on Detroit Catholic Central, sorry. Detroit Catholic Central, if you're not familiar, is gone viral for their esports team. They have hosted events. They brought other teams into their school, have played in the gymnasium in front of the entire student. Oh, wait, there's a shot just saved. Oh, Vino now off the backboard trying to clear it. But yeah, they've had huge events. They've been on ESPN and other platforms. Have gotten a lot of attention. So it's an honor to be playing them today. Really impressed and inspired by what that program has done with esports. Would love to see that continue to grow throughout the country, really. As Kizzy will put in a shot in the upper right-hand corner. Big save from Bunch of the Hunches. Kizzy goes up to get it, gets a great angle, puts it down and in. Biglerville not able to recover, and Detroit will strike first. Now Vino looking for double tap attempt, goes just wide. Blood's there to gather it, puts in the corner, tries to tip past the defender, goes in front, but both Bunch and Vino were rotating back. Detroit will be able to clear. Now Bunch gathers it off his back wall, takes the air dribble, tries to get it past Kizzy. Kizzy gets a piece. Oh, but he backflips it right to his teammate, Aliotic. Blood tries to steal it away. A little bit of awkwardness now as both look to recover. That one's going to get 50 into Biglerville's half of the pitch. Bunch off the back wall to Blah. Blah tips it ahead. Aliotic goes up to get it. Takes it here in the corner. Tips it past Bunch. Bunch tries to recover. Blah was coming in. Probably should have called Bunch off on that one. Maybe he did, but Vino's back. This gets put in front of the net. Nobody's crashing for Detroit. And Bunch will clear the zone. Puts it in front. Blah with a redirect, but what a save coming out there from Kizzy. Keeping this Biglerville team off of the board here early with good defensive play. Vino with a centering pass, intercepted by Metrops. Bunch puts it up in the air. Nobody follows. He'll go ahead and take it himself. Detroit patient on it. Both teams now just struggling to gain control here around midfield. Bit of a shot, tipped by Bunch, but tipped up instead of down. Blah is there to follow. Almost finds the corner, but gets cleared away. Now a shot in empty net. Vino's back. Can he get there? Yes, he will. Puts this one into the corner, buys his teammates some time to get back. Trying to keep pressure on the ball now is Vino. Centers it for Bunch. Bunch with a great shot, and Biglerville knocks this one up. 1 goal apiece as we just move past the halfway point here in game number 1. For those of you that are not already familiar, Biglerville and Detroit are currently in the 4th round of the PlayVs Cup. Both of these teams had to win multiple games to get here. 50 teams from around the country, winners of their individual state and regional titles, have been gathered here in the PlayVs Cup, and we are down to the top 8. This is quarterfinals. Winners advance to semifinals, which are scheduled to be held Friday at 5 p.m. I will say if Biglerville gets there, there's a good chance the game will get rescheduled, so you'll have to stay tuned to figure out if and when the next round will be. But first things first, they have to beat Detroit. Loser is done. This is a best-of-7 series. So, again, this is just game 1. We've got a lot of Rocket League action coming your way here today, and both teams are off to what's promising to be a very hotly contested battle. Now Bunch off the sidewall. Gets 50 away. Kizzy takes it. Dumps it up ahead to Aliotic. Aliotic just misses that touch off the sidewall, however. Vino's going to be able to take control. Passes it up to Blah. Blah with a double tap opportunity. Centers it. Bunch was there, but the defender beats him to the ball. Detroit's able to clear the zone. Actually, Detroit has a chance at an open net. Vino with a good recovery off the back wall. Manages to get a piece of that one and keep it out. Aliotic taking control across center. Goes to the sidewall, passes it. Metrops is there with a redirect attempt, but a double save coming out between Blah and Bunch. Biglerville just managing to keep that one out of their net. Blah to the air, puts it to the corner. I'm sorry, that was Vino in the air. He sends it to Bunch. Bunch, unfortunately, passes it right to Aliotic. Forces Blah to go up and make a good save. Gets control. Met there by Metrops. Or is that Metro PC, PS? I'm not sure. Bunch looking to put pressure on the offense. Tips it mid. Aliotic goes up, meets it, gets it away. Goes over Vino, blows back, dumps it in, retreats back to defense as Biglerville tries to get reset. Now Bunch with a big demo, double tap attempt, goes off the post! And time's ticking down. We might get an overtime here in game number 1. This ball hits the ground. There it is. We have overtime. Bunch takes the face-off here against Kizzy. Wins the face-off, although Detroit manages to gather it, dumps it in Biglerville zone, although Blah pushes it right back out. Now the centering attempt, knocked away by Kizzy. This is going to go all the way back to Biglerville's end. Bunch will catch it, looks to regather. Good 50 there, good challenge from Metrops. Bunch again, now past mid to Blah. Defender was on it. Blah forced to put it to the corner. Good shot coming out there from Vino, but just a little wide. See if Biglerville's going to be able to maintain pressure here. Bunch tries to keep it in. Manages to do so at midfield, but it gets taken away by Metrops. Vino hooks it to the corner. Now looking to gather it off the sidewall, but is challenged quickly by Kizzy. This Detroit team's challenges quickly, not giving the Biglerville team a lot of time to work. We're going to need to see a lot more passing plays, as a lot of these slow control plays are not just, they're not given time to develop. Bunch beats one, goes right to Aliotic. Vino, last man to beat, gets a piece of it, goes dangerously in front, but nobody crashing for Detroit. Biglerville should be able to clear the snow. 50 goes right on Biglerville's net. Blood goes up and puts it into the corner. Vino beats the crashing offensive player from Detroit Catholic. Gets demoed for his efforts, but Biglerville will be able to reset their defense. Bunch takes a 50 in front of the net. Manages to win that one. Takes it to the sidewall, met there by Aliotic. Vino, awkward touch. Blood tries to make a save. That one goes wide. Ball's dangerously above Biglerville's net's falling in front. Cleared to the corner. Now Blood on the counterattack. Tries to get a pass across the bunch. Bunch gets 50 by Metrops, and now Metrops out of the corner. Looks to try to get some aerial control. Does not able to beat Vino. Kizzy dumps it back into the zone. Blood safely puts it to the corner. Now Blood to the air. Beats Metrops. One more to beat Aliotic. He gets a good touch off the back wall. Bunch meets him there in the corner. Tries to get it centered. Looking for a bump attempt. Vino with a shot. Saved by Metrops. What an incredible back and forth set of plays from both teams here. Neither team wants to lose that first game. And why would you? What an incredible show from both defenses so far throughout this game number one. Metrops with a tip over one. Blood goes up to try to get that out, but it doesn't get enough of it, and it ends up going in the net. Detroit will take game number one. What a barn burner it was. Can't wait to see what game two has in store. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we are back with game number two. Ooh, 1 sec. Uh-oh. We had a player DC, so let's just try to get them back in here. Looks like he's been able to rejoin the party. Okay, yes, everybody's in, so they're joining the field now. And it looks like we will have Blood taking the face-off against likely Metrops. Yep. Ball goes to this corner. Kizzy goes up to try to get meet it, misses it, but Aliotic finds it, dumps it in the corner. But Bunch is waiting, is able to gather control, takes the 50 midfield, goes right to Vino. Aliotic goes up with a backwards touch. Those can be dangerous, but did safely get it to his corner. Metrops tries to dump it in. Blood reads it off the back wall. Passes it all the way up to Vino. Vino looking for a redirect, but knocked away by Kizzy. Now Metrops looks to dump it in. Good bump from Blood. Leaves a slow roller for Vino to take control. Vino tries to dribble it over Kizzy, but he's met there with a good challenge. Aliotic beats Blood in the corner. Beats Bunch of the hunch. There's an open net opportunity, and Metrops does not miss. He puts it in. Detroit scores first again here in game number two. Just a great team passing play. Just looks for touches to beat the challenger. That's all you got to do sometimes when somebody's quick to challenge. Just tip it past them. Hopefully beat the next guy to the ball. And, yeah, find the teammate. It was a great passing play. Eliotic to the air. Met there by Bunch. Goes to Blah. Blah tips it past one. Just Metrops to beat. Of course, that's a tough one to beat so far this game. Oh, what an incredible bounce! What did I just see? Metrops tips it under Blah. Vino puts it on net. Bunch tries to take the shot. It gets saved, but it bounces right to him, and he's able to reorient his car just enough to redirect that ball in. Biglerville with an incredible game-tying goal. We've got another 1-1 game, but still 4 minutes left. We're only 1 minute into this game number 2, and Metrops answers quickly, puts this ball past Bunch of the Hunch. Another good pass from Eliotic mid. Blood tries to go and read the shot, but unfortunately doesn't quite get there. Ball just skims by him, and Bunch late on the read, realizing that ball's getting past Blood, not able to make the save either. Detroit on top, 2-1. Blood with a little park and backflip action. Knocks the ball away from the attacker. This ball goes to Eliotic. Fortunately for Biglerville, that one just goes wide. Good tip out of the corner. A pass one from Blah. Blah with a centering attempt. Goes to the back wall. Vino with a shot, but nothing on it. Kizzy's going to be able to easily clear that one away. But now Bunch with a shot. Goes high. Metrops tips it over Blah. Vino goes up to meet at the sidewall. Dumps it in. Good pressure getting mounted here from Biglerville. Can they keep it? Bunch puts it in the zone. Metrops tries to clear it. Blah is there. Takes the 50. This one's going to go back to Vino. Vino, again, just a little bit of a dump and chase play style right now from Biglerville. They just kind of keep putting in that corner and letting Detroit maybe make a mistake, but Detroit is not making mistakes. They're playing disciplined ball there in their own corner. Bunch tips it past Kizzy, tries to get it centered. Eliotic beats him. Bloods waiting for it on the sidewall. Pass to Vino. 50 by the defender. Kizzy tries to clear. Some Biglerville players are there to manage to keep that one in. It's now been in Detroit's half of the field for quite some time, but no payoff yet for Biglerville. Blood gets it over one. Bunch tries to dive, but it was tipped over. Vino with a shot just goes wide. And will this be Detroit's clear? No. Blood keeps it in. Off the backboard to a crashing Vino. Vino with a shot. It gets past Metrops, and Biglerville ties this one up. 2 goals apiece. Just classic, just dump it off of the backboard and see what the other team does. Vino on the good read, crashing that one. Excellent team play coming out from Biglerville on that goal. Bunch wins the faceoff, goes right to Metrops. He goes up to the air. Vino's there to meet him. Big difference in the gameplay between yesterday's series against Middletown. Versus this team here out of Detroit. The Middletown, New York team had really, really high-level mechanics, and the Biglerville team was definitely forced to try to stop some really, really tricky, really, really high-skill touches that the team was bringing out. For Detroit, I'm not seeing as much mechanics, but the team play is incredible. These guys are definitely looking for passes, definitely looking to play off of each other's touches. Real equity from top to bottom, a lot more than we saw again yesterday. Fade, if anybody tuned in, might remember he was very, very mechanical player, and the goal seemed to be get the ball to Fade, let him do his work, and Biglerville had to adjust, and adjust they did as they took that series 4-1. Now here, down a game against Detroit, tied up in game number 2. It feels like a must-win game if you're Biglerville. You don't want to go down 2-0 to start the series. You feel much more comfortable at 1-1. Now ticking under a minute. Still knotted up at 2. Who is going to strike next? Blood to the air. Over one. Over Metrops. He's got a double tap attempt. No, it goes off the post. Vino's crashing, but that one goes high. And Detroit will survive that opportunity. Biglerville tries to reset up their offense. Blood to the air again. Gets over past 2. Bumped off of it. Bunch tries to crash, but that's getting cleared to the corner by Metrops. Kept in by Vino. Cleared by Kizzy. Dumped in by Blah. Bunch with a shot. Takes 50. This goes up to Blah. No pace on it, however, and Detroit is going to be able to clear. Bunch has to race back. He manages to beat the offense from Detroit to the ball. Tips it over one, but there's Kizzy is home to be able to make that save. 5 seconds left. Will we see 2 straight overtime games? If the ball hits the ground, the answer to that will be yes. And there it is. We have overtime. Vino takes this face-off. Good bump from Blow on Kizzy, trying to crash and take it. Bunch with a big snipe from back in the corner, but Metrops gets there in time to clear it away. Bunch tries to keep some pressure, not quite getting the touch he wants. Now going to have to be forced to retreat. Blow takes over for Biglerville, dribbles it over Metrops, takes 50 on Kizzy. Bunch, oh, he bumps Metrops out of the way, but not read in time by the follow-up. Biglerville definitely getting some good chances, just not getting the execution and the finishing touches, but definitely looking solid so far. With a great shot opportunity from Detroit there, going off the crossbar in the post, but it bounces out and Biglerville manages to clear it. Now Kizzy with a great centering pass, but nobody crashing for Detroit. Eliotic's going to put this one wide. Blood takes it to the corner. It's met there by Metrops, goes high. Vino, good challenge on the, good save on that shot there from Kizzy. Vino dumps this one in. They're going to let Detroit take the ball, see what they can do. Eliotic tries to dribble it, loses it. Blood's there to meet him. Dumps it in, tries to take another 50. Kizzy does a good job keeping that ball out from in front of his net. Eliotic tries to clear the zone. It's going to get kept in by Bunch. Now Metrops up, meets Blow there. Vino is beat to the ball by Kizzy. This is going to go all the way back to Biglerville zone, but just a little bit wide. Bunch with no boost, opts to boom it out of the zone and reset on defense. Kizzy dumps this one in, cleared by Vino. Bunch and Eliotic taking some 50s. Eliotic with a shot opportunity. Well read by Blow. He's going to clear this one all the way down. Looks for a centering pass. Metrops manages to keep it in the corner. Vino's going to dump it into the opposite corner for Blow. Blow gets a demo, but is beaten to the ball, and Detroit will manage to clear the zone. Blow tips it over one, goes right to Kizzy. A little bit of double commit there from Blow and Vino. Bunch will gather it. No, Kizzy challenges him there. Really quick on these challenges again is Detroit. Another double commit from Biglerville with a recovery time. Yes, Blood does manage to clear it. Puts this one on net. Metrops with a touch. Just manages to keep it out of the net. Now, Bunch of the Hunch with a shot of his own. Eliotic's there for the save. Takes this off the sidewall. Dumps it into the corner. Bunch gets a piece, but it's going to get taken away. Now a centering pass from Detroit, cleared by Blood. Eliotic looking for the ground pinch, almost gets it. Not a lot of pace on it. Easy save for Blood. Blood beats Kizzy. Pinches this one, puts it in front. Cleared away. And Eliotic will dump it into Biglerville's half the field. Now Kizzy trying to keep the pressure for Detroit. Ooh, big miss coming out there from the Biglerville defense, but not punished by Detroit. This ball's going to get cleared back to Detroit's half, but Kizzy's there to keep it in. Redirect attempt goes right to Kizzy. What an incredible passing play as Detroit takes game 2 and a 2-0 lead in this series. Unbelievable gameplay. We've got a barn burner, folks. Stay tuned. Game 3 coming after a short break. All right, and we are back as both teams take the field for game number 3. Blah will take this face-off against Metrops. Wins it to Vino. Vino, one to beat. Doesn't get the flick he's looking for. Oh, but it sends him in front of the net, and Blah is there to capitalize. Biglerville strikes first here in game number 3. First time Biglerville has managed to score first in the series, as Detroit took the first goal in each of the first 2 games. Biglerville gets a nice one early. Let's see if they can ride that wave, build some momentum off of it, and keep the goals coming. Blah again on the face-off. Ends up trying to pass it back, maybe takes it to himself here in the backboard, but that one dangerously challenged by Metrops. Fortunately for Biglerville, goes across the net and not in. Vino keeps this one in the zone. Looks for a centering touch. 2 bunch, tipped, but challenged quickly by the defense. Blah's going to take this to the back wall. As typical, would be expected. He's challenged quickly by Detroit. Detroit Aliotic with a pass to a teammate. Good save. Good read coming out by Vino. As Biglerville try and desperately clear their zone here. Will be able to do that on that touch from Blah. The defender misses it. Blah had an attempt, but good save coming out there by Detroit. Now Detroit trying to launch a counterattack offense, but no. Blah's there to intercept. Takes control. Gets a great musty. Puts it off the backboard to Vino. Vino's bumped. This one will go to Bunch. Bunch tries to dump it in, but redirected off the back wall. Now Detroit desperately trying to clear their zone as Biglerville tries to keep the pressure on. Metrops with a good touch. Does manage to get past midfield. Keep pressure on. Bunch does manage to clear it, however. And this one's going to go towards Blah. Blah will have a shot opportunity. He puts it on net, and Biglerville up by 2. Their biggest lead of the series so far. Might be their first lead of the series so far, actually. I think that they've always been tied or down up until now. Either way, just over a minute into the game, and Biglerville with a nice early lead. Let's see if they can hold on to it here as Kizzy takes this off the sidewalk, gets a good flip reset, but Bunch clears it away. Aliotic plays this one off the backboard. Blah's there to intercept. Now Blah with one to beat, trying to find a centering touch. Does manage to beat him, but nobody's crashing for Biglerville. This one's going to get sent all the way back down. Bunch takes control. Challenge there by Aliotic, but it goes right to Blah. Blah flicks it over one, looking for a possible shot opportunity. What a save from Metrops. Vino on the crash follow doesn't manage to beat the defender, and Detroit will survive that attack from Biglerville. Now Vino with a shot, gets crossed to Blah. Blah 50 by Metrops. Now Blah again. 50 hit by Aliotic this time. Bunch tries to put it on net, cleared by Kizzy. Kept in by Vino. Metrops with a great save. I think he was pre-jumping that one. Looked like he was up in the air early as he managed to get a piece of that one and clear it out of the zone for Detroit. Now Blah dumping in the zone. Great centering pass. Again, nobody following. I will say, when Biglerville gets the lead like this, the second man doesn't seem to be as close for those centering passes as they kind of start turtling up, if you will. They start playing a little more defensive-minded, thinking we don't want to overcommit here and get caught giving up an easy goal. So, yeah, with the 2-goal lead, totally understandable. I would like to see that second guy commit to those shots, however, and just make sure you have that third. But right now, ooh, a great shot there from Aliotic. Bunch in place to manage to keep that one out. Big save. Keeps this lead preserved for Biglerville as the clock ticks under 2 minutes to play. Blah to Bunch. Cleared by Detroit. All the way down. Metrops up with a touch. It's centered for Aliotic, and he finds the back of the net. Biglerville's defense caught off guard by this touch from Metrops. It was a great centering pass. You can see Bunch not sure where to go. Tries to just get in front of it, but not able to do so. Detroit pull within 1. Bunch takes his face off, wins a 50 against Aliotic, but goes safely to the corner. Blah will try to challenge him there, but that one gets cleared out of the zone all the way back to Bunch. Bunch is met there by Metrops. Pass to Aliotic, tipped high. Vino's going to try to clear past Kizzy, but Kizzy's waiting for it. Now Bunch safely gets it to the corner, but Kizzy keeps the pressure on. He tries to recenter that one. It goes a little bit high all the way over the net. And Aliotic looks to try to reset for his team, but he's demoed for his efforts. Now Biglerville should have a free clear. Metrop's unfortunate. I'm sorry, I thought he was on defense. I got a little backwards there. That was actually a great centering pass from Metrops. Blood manages to clear the zone, however. Now with a possible shot attempt. Gets 50 to cross. Metrops is there to collect it. Bunch challenges. Puts this one high. Knocked to the corner by Aliotic. Metrops with a redirect attempt. Gets a bit too much of it. Goes too wide. Blah is there to gather it. He dribbles it past Metrops. Kizzy manages to stay back as patient and clears that one away. Now Kizzy with a shot off of a great pass coming from Aliotic. Detroit managed to tie this one up as Bunch unfortunately passes right to Aliotic, who finds Kizzy. And with 26 seconds left here in game number 3, we are all knotted up again. We could be looking at 3 straight overtimes. Will one of the teams be able to find another in regulation? We have 20 seconds to figure that out. As Bunch takes a 50 to the corner. It's going to get cleared by Aliotic. Vino tries to get a piece. Unfortunately, kind of centered, but Blood does take it. Passes it to Vino as Biglerville looks to get a nice passing play of their own to answer, but not able to find the connection. Now Vino beats Metrops, puts it on net, but that one's going to hit the ground, and we have our 3rd straight overtime. Detroit wins the face-off. It goes back to Biglerville's corner. Vino takes his time. Oh no, he gets a missed touch. He puts it right in front of his own net, and Kizzy takes advantage. Detroit now goes up 3-0. They are on game point. Biglerville will be forced to get a reverse sweep in order to take this series. Will they be able to force a game 5? Will Detroit take it in 4? Stay tuned. We will find out right after a very short break. And we are back with game number 4. Potentially the last game of the series. If Detroit takes it, they will win the series in a 4-0 sweep. Biglerville has never, in its history, been swept 4-0. They have lost a series. They've lost 3-2. They've lost 4-1. They have never lost 4-0. Could this be the first time? I hope not. I think anybody tuning in would hope that they get to see another game of this action, but Detroit will score first here in game number 4. Good centering pass by Kizzy, good read by Metrops, and tips it under the defender to take the lead 1-0. 17 seconds here in game number 4. Now Kizzy off the ensuing face-off. Tries to go for a flip reset. Read well by Blah. Taken away. Now Blah and Bunch with a pinch opportunity. Goes a little bit high and off the crossbar. Detroit now looking to clear the zone. They're going to have some space to do so. Blah gathers it here at midfield. Tips it past one. He's got an open net opportunity on the double tap, and he puts it in. Biglerville knocked things up. It's a great touch there. Right here, Blah. Just, you knew he had it. He saw it. There was no way the defenders will get there in time. All he had to do was get that ball on net, and on net he did. Ensuing face-off goes to Detroit. Eliot dumps it in. Blow. Big clear off the back wall. That's on net, possibly. Two defenders have to try to combine to keep that one out. Can Biglerville capitalize? No, but Detroit's going to be able to clear the zone here. Oh, this one might be a shot for Kizzy. Vino does a great job to get back, get a piece of that one, and keep that one out of the net. Bunch tries to dump this one in. Intercepted by Kizzy. Now Bunch out of the corner. Centering pass. Going to get cleared there by Detroit. All the way back to Biglerville's half the field. Bluh gathers this. Now looking for a shot of his own. Dribbles it over one. He's got one to beat. He hits the post and manages to stay out. Unfortunate. Great scoring opportunity there for Biglerville. And now Kizzy looks to try to launch a counterattack. Met at midfield by Bunch. Eliotic with a centering pass. They get cleared. Big boom here from Bluh. Metrops puts it to his corner. Bunch tips it over one. Vino off the sidewall with a shot. Blood goes up there, tries to pinch it with him, but that one's going to get cleared. To Bunch, who puts a great angled shot on net and gives Biglerville the lead. Just reads that one out of the corner, gets his car oriented. It wasn't a really high-paced shot, but caught Detroit a little bit off guard as they were slightly out of rotations there. And Biglerville capitalized on that scoring opportunity to take a one-goal lead. Bunch dumping this ball in the zone. Gets a centering touch. That drops it there to clear it. Bluh collects it on the sidewall. Now, with a shot opportunity, Bunch was trying to run some interference in the net, but not able to get everybody out of the way that needs to get out of the way, and Detroit will be able to clear the zone as a result. Bunch with a pass to Vino. Eliotic tries to gather control. Vino with a good challenge. Again. No boost. He's going to have to get out of there. Leaves for his teammates. Bunch with another shot. Goes off the backboard and Bluh's there to finish it. And Biglerville on top by 2. They are not ready to go home. They are here to stay, they say, as we want a Game 5 as that 2-goal lead we've seen before did not hold up. Will it hold up this time? Will Biglerville be able to hold on to it, or will Detroit be able to answer again? Just over 2 minutes to find out the answer to that question as Biglerville clears the zone. Bunch gets a demo. Centered by Eliotic accidentally. Maybe a little bit of a panic touch after that demo, but they do manage to clear it. Now centered for Bunch. Bunch with a great shot. Biglerville takes a 3-goal lead with just under 2 minutes left here in game number 4. Good adjustments coming out from this Biglerville team in the timeout, if you will, between games, as they're definitely getting a lot more offensive opportunities and capitalizing on this time. I did notice in the early games they had some opportunities that just went by the wayside, not able to finish. They're getting those finishing touches. Is this Biglerville team locked in now? Are they going to be able to take this series and stay locked in for 4 straight games? Because that's what's going to be required. It's a tall order against this Detroit team for sure, but up to the challenge here in game number 4. Vino tries to get the center, goes a little bit high. Bunch was there to meet the other corner, goes for a bump, puts it in front of the net. Nobody crashing for Biglerville. As now with a 3-goal lead and just over a minute remaining, this is where you might start seeing start to turtle up just a little bit. You want to make sure you're not getting up any easy goals with a 3-goal lead. All you got to do is keep that ball out of your net, and you will win this game. As we are now at the 1-minute mark. This ball tipped into the opposite corner. Kizzy tries to take control. He's getting harassed there by a bunch of the hunch. Although this gets centered to Metrops. Metrops with a flick attempt, but Bluh is there to save that away. There's a pinch right on net from Kizzy. Bunch was home to be able to clear that one away, and now Bluh buys his teammates some time as he dumps it into the Detroit zone. Detroit will look to reset their offense, but no. Good pressure here from Biglerville. Bunch looking for double tap off the backboard. That one just goes wide. Bluh, again, looking to buy time here. Just killing that clock. Keeping control. Loses it right to Metrops, however. Metrops with an air dribble taken away by Kizzy, and Kizzy puts it in the net. Pulls Detroit within 2, but with 15 seconds left on the clock, is this going to be a case of too little, too late? It's definitely possible to score 2 goals in 15 seconds, definitely with face-offs. Let's see if Detroit tries to pull off any crazy kickoff strategies here. They do go for the fake. Ball goes to Kizzy. Kizzy passes it up to Eliada, kind of a bit of a Spanish as he's trying to pass it back to Metrops, who beats the defender, and Detroit pull within 1. 9 seconds left on the clock. Very well executed Spanish kickoff there from Detroit. Ooh. Can Biglerville hold on to this lead? The double fake coming out this time. Again, another Spanish type of play. Eliotic doesn't find the redirect this time, though. It's going to go right to Bunch, and Bunch is going to clear the zone. If this hits the ground, Biglerville will take it, but no, it's kept up by Kizzy. This is going in front of the net. Clear to the side by Blah, and Biglerville will hold on as they take game number 4 and force a game number 5. We'll be right back with that. Don't go anywhere. We got some great action coming your way. Game number 5 of the series, which Detroit Catholic holds a commanding 3-1 lead on, but Biglerville taking game number 4 to force game 5. You got to have that reverse sweep in the back of your mind. If you're Detroit, you definitely want to try to win it here as Metrops off of the face-off puts one in, giving Detroit the early lead. Just an unfortunate bounce for Biglerville off of that face-off. Pretty standard kickoff, just a standard cheat from Metrops, but it beats the cheater from Biglerville and kind of is an open net opportunity. Hate to see it if you're a Biglerville fan. Love to see it if you're a Detroit fan. We play on here as Biglerville now needs to answer. Obviously, plenty of time left as Blah, with an opportunity, puts it off of the crossbar. And Detroit manages to clear their zone. No, Blah keeps it in. Goes off the backboard. He's got a double tap attempt, and Blah does it himself. Biglerville ties this one up. Yeah, Metrops with no boost was trying to get back to that one. Actually gets a little bit too much speed and ends up in front of the ball. Blah is there to capitalize on the missed touch from Detroit. And just like that, we are all knotted up. It's almost like we got a fresh restart on the game. As Biglerville starts off with some pressure. It's going to get cleared by Eliotic. Eliotic with a good bump on Vino, or was that Bunch that was trying to play the ball. Blah takes over, clears the zone, buys his teammate some time. Now Eliotic out of his own corner, loses control, loses boost. Biglerville's going to be able to take over. However, off of the 50, going towards Biglerville's net. Vino's up, but with low boost, does manage to safely get to the corner. And now tries to get out of his zone. He's going to get met there midfield by Kizzy. Floater dumped into the zone by Biglerville, tipped away by the defense. Here's another floater from Blah, 50 by Kizzy. Kizzy manages to get it to his own corner. Bunch tries to center it, but it's cleared away. Now Metrops dumps it into Biglerville's zone. Blah is back, however. He will clear the zone all the way down, caught by Eliotic, and tips it past Vino, who's putting pressure on. Bunch knocks Metrops off, but almost gets another attempt. Blah tries to make a challenge, but Kizzy's there on the follow-up. Metrops makes a great pass. And Blah with no boost was kind of a desperation challenge, not able to find the ball. and Kizzy makes them pay as Detroit takes a 1-goal lead. Vino challenges Aliotic out of his own corner. Ball goes to Metrops, 50 there by Blah, goes right to Kizzy. Kizzy's bumped off the ball by Vino. Bunch is able to take control, puts it over Aliotic. Great play by Metrops to get back there to keep the ball out of the net. Blah with an opportunity is challenged quickly, and that ball is now going to get cleared from Detroit's zone. One thing this Detroit team has done very well throughout this entire series is taking good 50s, taking good touches, safe touches. You know, like not necessarily looking to always get the, you know, offense off of the initial save. Sometimes just taking that touch into the corner where they know it's safe, and then looking to capitalize from there, you know, one touch at a time. Very, very precise in their touches and their 50s. Like they actually are calculated. You can see that they're trying to get those 50s to go to their teammates. Their teammates are sitting in good spots. They know how to position themselves, and they know how to get good touches, and they've done so well so far this game, but an uncharacteristic empty net for Blah as Detroit had a great scoring opportunity, end up overcommitting, but a big save from Biglerville results in an open net on the other end of the field. Biglerville knot things up here at 2. I believe it's the third time so far this series we've seen a score line of 2-2. Just an incredible series. Regardless of who wins here today, I definitely wish either team the best of luck in the rest of this tournament. I know either team is capable of going far and doing well. I mean, they already are far, and we're down to top 8. This is the best in the country when it comes to high school level esports. High school level Rocket League. It doesn't get any better than this. Vino has to clear this one to the corner from in front of his own net. Metrops tries to pass it back. Blah intercepts it, takes away from Kizzy, now dumps it in past Aliotic. One more to beat. Metrops is there though. He managed to get a touch out to Kizzy with a redirect. This is going to go to Vino though. Vino tips it over one defender. But that challenge, that force, that flick just allows Detroit to take possession right back. They're really good at making sure these control touches, which Biglerville's trying to do. Vino with another control touch that's challenged quickly and results in a turnover. That's kind of been Detroit's go-to, if you will. They do not give anybody time to try to control the ball. You're not going to beat this team with mechanics as Metrops off of the pass puts this one in, and Biglerville finds themselves in a 1-goal hole with a minute to play. They're going to need to get a goal here in the next minute to continue this game and to continue this series, or else Detroit is going to take it all. Well, it looks like he might have gone for a fake off of the kickoff. This ball goes right to Bunch. Bunch up in the air, one to beat. He takes a 50 off it, goes to Vino. Vino off of the post, goes in front. Blood sitting back. Gives Detroit some time to clear the ball. Now Blah looks to try to get a counterattack. Yeah, one to beat the Aliotic. Oh, he ends up getting tipped away. Now Vino with a shot attempt. Oh, just gets a piece of it from the defense there to keep that one off net. Here's a shot from Detroit, saved by Vino. Kept in by Metrops. It's going to get cleared all the way down to Detroit's side, but Aliotic is back to try to clear the zone. Oh, he loses it. Bunch is going to be able to take control. Puts it up the backboard. Can Biglerville capitalize on this opportunity? The shot from Vino goes wide. Biglerville tries to get a centering pass to Blah. Bunch with the Blah connection. Managed to tie this one up with only 5 seconds left. Can Biglerville find yet another goal to force Game 6? Bunch takes the face-off here against Kizzy. Biglerville wins the face-off, but it goes to Aliotic. Aliotic to Vino. The ball's still up. Biglerville with a potential shot to win the game. No, cleared by Kizzy, hits the ground, and we have our 4th overtime of the series. Bunch off the face-off, gets a shot, goes wide. Kizzy's going to be able to clear it. Vino meets him at midfield, tries to keep this one in, loses control. Blow with a shot, kept saved there by Metrops. Aliotic with one to beat. Bunch does a great job with the pre-jump, making the read, clears it to the corner. Now Vino with no boost, just trying to get a centering pass, manages to find Blood. This one's a little high. Manages to get a shot, goes wide, Bunch is there, but no, 50 away. As Biglerville does great scoring opportunity, but not able to put it in. Dangerous touch middle. Aliotic tries to put it on net. Goes a little bit slow and wide, however. Biglerville's going to be able to clear this here. Vino dumps it in, gets another touch attempt, almost puts it on net. Good save from Aliotic. Now Aliotic tries to center it for one of his teammates, ends up turning it over to Blah. Metrops with a good 50 on Blah. Then met by Vino. A lot of good 50s coming out here from both teams. They both clearly know how to 50 the ball well. As Biglerville tries to get this out of the zone, Metrop's going to keep it in. Kizzy tries to dump it in, met by Vino, but Kizzy takes control, puts it in front, tries to get a waterfall pass going on, but Biglerville's able to clear it to their corner. Here's a shot that goes just wide. And Blood misses the first touch, but manages to pop past one, but right to Aliotic, who has a shot. Bunch of Vino both have to go up to try to make that save. Manage to clear it to the corner, and it's dumped all the way out of the zone by Blah. Biglerville will have opportunity to maybe score on the counterattack here, but good save coming out from Detroit as they clear the ball to the corner. Oh, Vino with another touch towards the front of his net. That's not what you want to see on the defense. That's not where you want that ball to go. Biglerville not paying for it as this game continues. We are now into our second minute, or about to be into our third minute of overtime. Metrops with his double tap attempt goes just wide, not able to get the piece he was looking for. This ball still dangerously in front of Biglerville's net. Manages to win some 50s, but still kept on with great touches by this Detroit team. Now with a shot tipped to high by Blah. Vino clears the zone. Blah tips it past the defender. Vino with a possible shot. No, Metrops gathers it. And Detroit manages to thwart that counter-attack opportunity as Biglerville try to keep the pressure, try to keep the ball in the zone. Blood dumps in the corner. It's going to get cleared here by Kizzy, but right to Bunch. Bunch puts it on net. This gets popped up. Vino with a shot. Goes a little wide. Bunch with a redirect opportunity. Just doesn't find the touch. Blood trying to keep pressure with a shot here off the corner. Good challenge by Aliotic. Manages to make the save and clear the zone for Detroit. Bunch dumps it back in. Blah up in the air with good control, good pass off the backboard. Bunch with a shot opportunity. It goes in. Biglerville take game number 5, and we will have game number 6. The series is now 3-2. This reverse sweep is looking more and more possible with every passing second. Biglerville need to win the next 2. Detroit still only needs to win 1. Who will take game 6? We will find out after a short break.
To escape. When you're walking on the moon, chase your happy place. Will change your groove when you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again,
All right, sorry for the delay. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the delay there, folks. There was a lobby reset there as the next game was loading, and both teams got a black screen, so we had to remake the lobby. But we are back in action, underway here, game number 6, as Biglerville starts this game on the back foot on defense. Blood tries to clear the zone. Good 50s coming out there from Detroit, but that one's going to get dumped out by Vino. Vino with a shot opportunity, but doesn't quite find the ball as Metro takes over. Challenged there by Bunch of the Hunch. Kids is going to dump this one in. Biglerville takes their time. Vino tries to clear it, ends up centering it for Aliotic. Metro takes a 50 in front of Biglerville's net. There, Kizzy. This one's going to go all the way to the other corner for Biglerville. And Bunch of the Hunch tips it past one, but Aliotic is there to read it. Dumped in by Kizzy. Kind of playing for possession here in the corners, both teams, as this shot's going to go just a little bit high, hits the crossbar, and ends up going to the opposite corner. Blood tries to take control, does manage to beat the challenge, puts the shot off the backboard, and Vino on the follow will give Biglerville the lead. This is only the second game in this series where Biglerville has managed to score first, as they find the back of the net just over a minute here in game number 6. Again, scenario is Detroit up 3-2. If they win this game, the series is over. Biglerville needs to win to force game 7, and they would have to win game 7 to complete the reverse sweep. They've managed to win 2 in a row. They are trying to keep this momentum going. Detroit has not made it easy, as we've had, I think, 4 overtime games so far this series through only 5 games. It has been an incredible back and forth. Blah to the air. Tries to get a redirect, not able to find it, ends up catching it. Tries to tip past one, but that's going to get 50'd away. Bunch dumps it into the corner. Metrop's trying to make a play on the ball, gets bumped by Bunch, buys his teammates some time, make a good touch, Blow with opportunity, doesn't find the second touch, and Detroit will clear the zone. Kept in by Bunch. Blow with a nice centering pass and demo, but tipped over by the attacker by Aliotic. Bunch tries desperately to keep the ball in for Biglerville, but no, it'll result in a shot opportunity for Kizzy, but Blood is there to meet him. Now Bunch with a shot. Big save coming out from Metrops, as that one was on net, but just manages to redirect it enough to stay out. Now Bunch with a shot opportunity, and no, he gets demoed. What a demo from Aliotic, as Bunch had a possible shot on net there with a lot of pace coming. Really good demo for Detroit. Vino now keeps the ball in for Biglerville, but intercepted by Metrops. Kizzy's going to dump it into the zone. Goes off the back wall in front of the net. Cleared by Blah. Up to Vino. Vino with a redirect. Gets a little bit high, but on the crash, Blah manages to get the goal. And with 2 minutes exactly left here in game number 6, Biglerville find themselves on top with a 2-0 lead. Now, I feel like it's worth noting that they've been up 2-0 once before. They lost that game 3-2 in overtime. Do not wish to see that repeated right here. I would love to see a game 7. Blow with a big save off of the backboard. With a pass to Vino. Vino past one defender. It's going to hit the post and go in. Biglerville now on top by 3. As wishes for game 7 seem like they might be being granted. There's still plenty of time left, though. Detroit definitely has the skill set to be able to pull this one back, but that is an excellent dream start for Biglerville. Now Aliotic tries to dump it in, but Bunch is going to be able to take control, takes it to the air, gets a flip reset, puts it off the backboard for a crashing Blow, puts a shot on red by Metrops, manages to keep it out of the net, and now Detroit trying to get a counterattack, but Biglerville thwarting him, meeting them there at every turn. Vino gets this one out. He's got one to beat, but low boost. He goes for the bump instead. High IQ play there, but read by Detroit and manages to get the zone cleared. Now Metrops with a redirect attempt. Unfortunate. Does not get the piece he's looking for, as that one ends up falling straight down with soft touch. And Biglerville will be able to get the easy clear as a result. Now Vino dumping the ball in the zone, kind of chasing it. Look for the centering pass. Steals that corner boost. Blah will keep it in. Eliox will be able to clear this with a big bang. Bunch is back. Ooh, it looked like one of the Detroit players is up, possibly looking for the bump on Bunch. Take him out of the way. Ooh, there's a bump from Blah, creating opportunity for Bunch. Bunch takes a 50. Well played by the Metrops on the defense. But now, Biglerville, with only 30 seconds left here in the game, definitely looks like they're going to be taking this one. Detroit needs a score. They need to score quickly. Will they be able to find it? Kizzy with a centering pass opportunity. Metrops doesn't get to it. He runs out of boost, and that ball's going to go safely to Biglerville's corner. Another centering pass intercepted, this time by Bunch. Blah with a redirect. Kizzy has to get back to make a huge save. Vino on the follow. Another big save by Metrops. I got to give this Detroit team some real props for their defensive rotations. They have been extremely hard to score on, but Biglerville managed to solve the combination here in game number 6. Folks, we have a game 7. This one for all the marbles. We will be back after the short break. Do not go anywhere. Folks, we are back with the most exciting play, if you will, in all of Rocket League. They say the most exciting play in football is the onside kick. Well, the equivalent in Rocket League is game number 7, and that is exactly what we have for you right here, right now, as Biglerville and are both teams on? Yes, they are. Everybody's on the field. We are ready to get going. Vino takes the face off here, wins it for Biglerville, but it goes right to Detroit. Detroit's going to dump it all the way back in. Blood's there to play it off the back wall. Blood to the air. Tries to get a flip reset pass. No, it's a soft shot. It's going to get an easy save for Detroit, but Bunch tries to center it. Going to get cleared by Aliotic. He runs out of boost, however. He just looks to try to stay with the ball. Blood waits for it patiently. Now passes it back to Bunch. Bunch fakes first, but then tries to tip it over Squires. Do we have a sub? It looks like Detroit decided to make a sub during that timeout. I missed that. Well, it seems like a bit of a mood of desperation, and you have to understand it. They've just given up 3 straight games. That a change of some sort was needed. I even warned the guys between games that, you know, this team's crafty. They've got plays. They've got strategies. Look for them to make some sort of change and be ready to adapt on the fly. So it looks like the biggest change they've made is they have brought in a sub to try to give Biglerville a different look. Bunch takes a 50. Blah puts in the zone, gets a demo. It's going to get cleared by Squires. Bunch keeps it in, however. Vino's up, but that one's going to be a little bit wide, hard to redirect on net. Vino tries to pop in front. Metrops goes up to meet it. Passes it to Squires. Squires to Aliotic. Oh, Aliotic not quite able to catch up to that one, and Bunch gets a free, or sorry, Blah gets a free clear as a result. Now Bunch to Blah. That one goes to the corner. Vino tries to center it. Both his teammates are rotating back, however, as Squires sails past the ball there on that offense opportunity for Detroit. Now Blah to the air. Squires goes up, challenges him, makes a good 50. Metrops takes it off the sidewall. Ooh, loses control. Bunch takes a 50 off Aliotic. Now dumps it in the zone. Squires is there to meet it. Cleared out of the corner by Aliotic, but right to Blah. Blah puts it on net, but easy save there from Metrops. Both teams just kind of one touching and out. Not a lot of controlled touches at the moment. It's hard to do controlled touches when the teams challenge as quickly as both these teams are doing. So I definitely understand it. As Blow with a pass to Bunch. Bunch puts a shot on, saved easily by Squires. Now Blow with a shot opportunity, but unfortunately him and Vino are both crashing. Nobody back for Biglerville, but Detroit not able to capitalize immediately, although a good flick from Aliotic. Blow has to make a great save off the back wall. Now a challenge here at midfield as both teams, again, trying to gain control. A lot of back and forth here. We're over halfway through the game. Neither team has managed to find a score just yet. Squires puts this one high off of the backboard. He gets a redirect on net. This thing's trickling in front. Plug gets it, managed to get the clear. Kept in by Squires. Now Metrops. Metrops with a pass to Aliotic. Aliotic ends up getting a dump into the corner, unfortunately for Detroit, as Biglerville's defense now looks to clear the zone. Blood takes a 50 at midfield. Gets dumped back in on net with a redirect that hits the crossbar and bounces out. Unfortunate for Detroit. Very fortunate for Biglerville as this thing stays knotted at 0 with only a minute and a half remaining. The team that scores first just might end up winning this series as Blow with a great opportunity, but what a save coming out there from Squires, and followed up with another save from Metrops as Detroit clear the zone. Biglerville looks to gather control off their back wall. Vino gets demoed on the play, but respawns and tries to clear the zone, but this goes right to Metrops. Metrops with a pass, not able to find his teammate, but Detroit keep possession. Blood tries to clear the zone, but he's met there in the corner. This is forced to go back to Metrops. He's going to take it all the way back as he's getting pursued by Vino. Vino makes a good 50, gets centered. Blood not able to beat the Detroit player there. Bunch has to go up and save this one off of his own backboard. Again, great defense from both these teams throughout the entire series. Blood tries to go up and get a bump on Squires, not able to find him. Bunch, however, challenges him, gets a centering pass. Vino tries to tip it, but it goes all the way back to the Biglerville end. Vino with a shot opportunity at the corner. Saved there by Aliotic. Blah tries to pass this down the Bunch. Oh, but Aliotic's going to be able to take control. Bunch does a good job beating the attacking player there and buys Biglerville time to clear the zone. We are down to 10 seconds left. I think my prediction that the first goal scored will win this series is going to come correct, but it might also come in overtime. As we have 1 second left, this ball hits the ground or goes to the net, the game will end. And there it is. We have, for the 5th time this series, overtime. Next goal wins. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. Both teams survive the face-off, as sometimes the bad bounce on the face-off could end up ending things. I'm glad that is not how things ended here. I want to see a well thought out play as Biglerville currently on the defensive end. Detroit trying to keep the pressure on. Blug goes to the sidewall, tries to clear it, pops it up a bit to Aliotic. Aliotic puts this one on net. Bunch had got demoed. He responds in time to get to that ball. Kept in the offensive zone by Detroit, but now Bunch tries to go to the air. He manages to beat one, puts it on net, but big save from Squires. Blood is there to keep pressure on, looks for demo, not able to find it. Bunch now with a shot opportunity, cleared by Squires. Vino's there to try to keep it in. No, misses the ball, but does manage to get a piece. It gets to be a bit annoying. Blood comes up, gets a challenge. Now Bunch to Blood. Blood with an opportunity to redirect, but no, he's beat by the defense, and Detroit ends up getting a shot out of it, but Biglerville manages to make the save. Bunch pops it up in front of the net. Squires gets a clear. Metrops follows up on it. Blub passes to Bunch. Aliotic challenges it. Blub off the backboard. Passes up to Vino. Vino with a redirect opportunity just sails by. Good challenge from Blub as Metrops was trying to clear that ball from the zone up the sidewall. Now kept in by Bunch. Oh, a side flip there from Squires. Fortunately, Metrops backs him up as Aliotic gets a passing opportunity. Cleared by Biglerville. Oh my goodness. These teams are making it very exciting I mean, not only do we have a Game 7, we've had some great opportunities on both ends. Great defensive stands. Unfortunate misses. Vino with a shot opportunity. Puts it off the post and in. Vino will win the game for Biglerville with that goal. And then not just the game, but the series. Biglerville will be going to the semifinals of the Play vs. Cup. That is top 4 in the nation, where they will be taking on the winner of... Oh, my bracket went away. 1 second. Oh, I'm so sorry. Where is it? There it is. They will be taking on the winner of Valley Christian versus Wiley Birds, and Wiley Birds have already won that series. Also went to Game 7. They won that series 4-3. So we will reach out to the Wiley Birds. We will try to get that game rescheduled for either Saturday or Monday. So stay tuned. We'll let you know as soon as we can when that game will happen. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Go Biglerville.
To escape. When you're walking on the moon, chase your happy place. It will change your groove when you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again.
Hold on, I just got to turn on your audio. 1 sec. All right, we are back, and I am so sorry for the ad that started right before the end of that game. Vino ended up getting a beautiful shot off of the post, redirected it in to take Game 7 and take the series for Biglerville. We have an exclusive post-series interview for you. I've got Bunch of the Hunch on the line. Welcome, Bunch. Can we get your thoughts on that series?
Crazy. just crazy.
What were your thoughts after Game 3? Like going into Game number 4, were you confident that a reverse sweep was possible, or how were you feeling?
I mean, very confident that it was possible. We knew we could do it, but if we're being honest, nobody expects to get a reverse sweep.
Absolutely, yeah, that's fair.
Oh my goodness.
At what point during the reverse sweep did you start to feel like, okay, I think this might happen? Did you feel that before Game 7, or did it?
I think after Game 2, we kind of saw a shift in their play because we changed up ours, and they just didn't have a response to it. And after we won game 2, we could tell they were nervous.
Yeah, when you say game 2, you mean the second game you won?
Sorry, second game we won, yeah.
Okay, so that would have been game, what, 5?
Game 6. Game 5, yeah.
Yeah.
No, 6.
So,
Yeah, 5.
I noticed that Detroit made a sub for Game 7, which makes sense. They just lost 3 in a row. They needed to make some sort of change. I expected a change. I mean, as a matter of fact, we talked between Game 6 and 7 that expect them to make some sort of changes, be ready for them, be ready to adapt on the fly. How much of a change do you feel like that sub made to their team dynamic?
Definitely a lot. Instead of it being more like team passing plays, they used teamwork in a different way. They had a lot more bumps, a lot more like ground plays. And it was definitely a different feel, but it also tightened their defense, so that's why it was a 1-0 game in overtime. But we kept our defense good and just kept the pressure, so
yeah,
we were able to sneak out of it.
1-0 game in overtime is absolutely nuts in Game 7. And I believe that was 5 overtime games in that series. I mean, just an incredible battle back and forth between both teams. Kudos to both teams, honestly, for that series. Very, very well played. And obviously, congratulations to you guys for winning it. I know that you now advance to the semifinals, which are scheduled for Friday at 5 p.m. However, I'm also aware there are some scheduling conflicts with that particular day and time. We will be reaching out to the other team to try to get it rescheduled for either Saturday or Monday. So everybody stay tuned to find out when we get that game scheduled. And we will be sure to have it for you live here on Twitch. Thanks so much for joining us here today, Bunch. Thank you, everybody. Great series again. It's so much fun to watch, and I'm so glad you guys won. Go Biglerville.